Alright, what's going on, guys? I have got, look at this is goofy. I have to get a new arm. This thing keeps popping out and it's just grinding away. It's gonna cut through that arm soon, but I'll run it till it stops. New arm's not a big deal. I actually have one ready for it. Anyways, this video is on this profile that I've been tuning. So I've got these going as fast as I can get them on a high quality print that prints much faster than I've done before on the stock settings of a KingRoon KP3S. So this doesn't require Clipper, this doesn't require a Raspberry Pi, this doesn't require changing your firmware or even updating it to the latest KingRoon firmware. You can keep your printer the way you like it, or not the way you like it, but from the stock factory, and just upload this. I do plan on trying Clipper out. I want to see the differences between Clipper and, you know, what's going on here. I've had people tell me, and this is just from the online community, because I post this in the KingRoon users group, and you know, and if some of y'all are watching, the response was mostly negative on like, well, that doesn't look very fast, you didn't actually achieve anything. If you really want to go fast, get Clipper. And it's like, well, okay, come on guys, like what was a $25 to $40 Raspberry Pi is now minimum, you know, 150, 200, 250, 300. And if, you know, if I'm going to install that, that's, you know, let's just average it. Let's say I get a great deal on all of them. I buy them in bulk at $150. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, you know, 9, 10, and I'm trying to add some more. I mean, that right there is, let's say, $1,500 minimum, plus, you know, can of kits or however else I'm going to wire it up. I mean, it can be a lot if I'm going to try to run Cripple on all these. Now, if it's worth it, I'll do it. And, you know, I'm not saying it's not yet, but I want to provide the, you know, the cheapest, easiest solution that if I sell you a printer, here's my profile that should make your printer run at max speed and still get a decent quality print. Now, of course, you can do a tighter layer line, and this is a work in progress one, so I will be releasing this. I think if you check the description, I should have it put up there shortly after I post this, but consider it a work in progress. So if you have something go wrong on your printer, you know, go deep into the settings. I'll show you the different settings here in just a second on what I changed and what makes this faster. So you can, you know, edit your own or edit the one that I give you. But I've got it running consistently on all these rings. It's producing these rings much faster. I was doing like a 30-minute time frame. I got it down to 17 minutes now reliably, and it seems to be working well. I have printed a couple benchies and test cubes, and those came out good. I'm now doing a customer's print on one of them. I did a multi-part print. I did like a 15-part little miniature print, did it in an hour. Was really impressed. This will be a big ladybug, so we'll see how it comes out. This one's ready to go. But let's go look at the settings, and I'll show you what I've changed. But yeah, I mean, look at this. I've got full production running on these rings. It's time to finish this job out. I finally figured this thing out, so the belt printer is working for me now. It's dumping them off the edge. That's great. Running at a decent speed. Got my big printer doing some artwork up here. So that's cool. But yeah, so let's look at, I'm looking at Thingiverse here. Let's look at right here. Okay, so first off, from a factory printer, we went to a 0.6 nozzle. So when you switch to a 0.6 nozzle, I'm now doing a 0.4 layer height, initial layer height of 2, line width of 95. So from what I was told, you can calculate your line width by adding your layer height plus the nozzle. So if I got a 0.6 nozzle with a 0.4 layer height, that equals 1. So I did it just a little less than 1 at 95. And that is my line width. Doing a 3-wall line count, bottom layers 4 and 5, cubic because I want it semi-dense. Printing temperature 220, so this is a little bit hotter. I would normally print this on a lower speed at around 200 to 10. But the 220 at the high speed is making it not string, but still be hot enough to adhere and everything. Now this is where on the flow, I noticed on my walls, it was printing so fast that I wasn't getting enough flow in the walls, and the walls were literally coming off of the print. So that's why I have this changed, and this is going to be the work in progress that if you print something with it, you may or may not need as much wall flow. So just be aware of this setting here. Print speed is 170 right now. I did have it printing a little bit faster. I had it up to 200 and it seemed to have worked. I had it at 220, it seemed to have worked, but around there I started hitting mechanical limits hours into the print. So you know, just be aware that this setting here is going to be related to eventually hitting the mechanical limits, and I think I've backed off from that a little bit. Now, in order to get a clean print, I've turned the outer and inner wall speed down to what would be an average wall speed. So what's mostly printing at high speed is going to be the infill and the solid layers, but the outer and inner wall speed will be nice and slow to give you a high quality print surface. And then initial layer speed of 60. This is pretty quick too. I normally have this at about 25 to 30. And then here you got to go into your grader settings to get the majority of these. So this will pop up, and that's where you'll start turning on some of these. But you'll turn on your acceleration and jerk control. And I changed this up to 3800, 5000, and 35. And any more on this, like if I turn this up to 40 or 50, it seems to start hitting a mechanical limit in the machine. It's specifically the Y each time. The Y keeps locking up, and the X will just go back and forth, ruining the print. So I'm not sure what the deal is with that, but somewhere in here is what I've found to be the max. And I am still stress testing this, so again, work in progress. We may need to back off just a little bit, but I think we're close to like 90%, 95% throttle here before damage. You know, damage being just a mechanical failure, not actually breaking your printer. Retraction, 65 millimeters a second, 1.5 on the distance. Cooling's turned on, no build plate adhesion. And we are using arc welder, so I did switch to arc welder, which is found in the marketplace. So if you click marketplace, these plugins will appear, and then you can add different plugins to your deal there. But that's pretty much it. So check out the profile, tell me what you think, and have a good day, guys.